Some television stations across the country have been reacting to the unveiling of the refurbished Hotel Presidential in Enugu State. They offered glowing praise to Governor Peter Obi, who, upon assuming office, pledged to revive all moribund state assets, a commitment residents have warmly welcomed after years of neglect by his predecessors. On AIT's Kakaki, the development was celebrated as a major milestone, while on Arise Television, both the morning show and Daybreak devoted segments to the hotel's emergence, underscoring its significance to Enugu's economy and tourism appeal. Meanwhile, Enugu State's Commissioner for Tourism, Ugochi Madueke, appeared on Afia TV, where she gave detailed insight into the grandeur of the revitalized Hotel Presidential and what it represents for the state's future.
A final story from this day newspaper. Above the mast, Mba unveils reconstructed Hotel Presidential. Enugu extols Okpara's vision, says abandoned rotten 62-year-old glorious edifice was affront to our pride. The hotel was constructed by former Premier of the Old Eastern Region, Dr. Michael Okpara. This story is so historic and substantial because it sheds light on the culture of abandoning public institutions. We have so many that are littered across the country that can be put to good use. It just takes men and women of vision to make impact. The Enugu State government here is really making efforts to stand out among peers. Yolanda, do you have any comment on this, especially when it comes to public institutions and making sure that they are maintained? Maintenance culture, actually.
Thank you, Dr. Constance. I like this story because it sheds a very positive light on the tourism development in that region. I think the reconstruction of this hotel is good and strategic because it could also just boost people coming to Enugu for, they can prolong their stays because now there's, a lot better places to stay. And I think this potentially leads as well to an increased revenue and job creation for people of that state. And just as you rightly stated, the cultural heritage, preserving that is very important. I think all the states should look into preserving their culture with the buildings and the monuments that are held dear by the people of that state.
Yeah, very good point on tourism, because actually the target for the state is to drive tourism. They've done a lot of work in that regard.
It looks very beautiful on the pictures on the screen. Yes. It looks very nice and very well built. The parking lot, the greenery, it looks great. So well done, a great job.
Fly Enugu Air and then check into the hotel.
And then the buses, the CNG buses that were just unveiled, and the bus stops and all of that. So, everything is coming together. He has a vision and is really working towards it. Okay, yeah.
That man, Peter Mba again, the Enugu State Governor. Mba unveils reconstructed Hotel Presidential. Enugu extols Okpara's vision, with the rider says abandoned, rotten 62-year-old glorious edifice was an affront to our pride, vows to turn liabilities into engines of growth. It's not, it seems as if the man finds it difficult to stay away from the news, but he's just, people just say that if you're doing the right things, people talk.
As if you said as if he's shying away to stay away from the news.
Yes.
Come to think of it, I hardly have seen Governor Mba being interviewed one-on-one or it's at project sites.
Yes.
It's at commissioning of projects, at delivering of promises and projects. And one must commend it. Obviously, I think I can hardly find there are a few governors you can compare with compare working in the path of success.
Because some people will see us talking like that and think that we are patronizing the man. But just like you said, the man doesn't grant interviews. He's like you said.
It's at project sites you hear him talk. Come to think of it, he's saying that the abandonment of the Hotel Presidential was an affront to the pride of the people of the Southeast. Yeah. And you begin to ask, were there no governors before Peter Mba? You see all the projects he's been delivering, the smart schools, in terms of security. Editors went the other day to Enugu, and they saw the command and control center where from a position, which even the president himself, when he visited, he saw that from a position you can see the whole of Enugu. Is it in terms of water? We're talking about water, how he has delivered. Some people say it's not the whole Enugu that now has potable water, but Enugu has potable water. It's probably the only state, maybe apart from the FCT, where I know water flows in pipes. So the man, I think he has, I appreciate him, and I think one will want him to continue in this part. One is not flattering, he's doing well. I think the recommissioning of this hotel presidential
is another plus.
Adds to all that he has been doing.
And even President Tinubu, who is of an opposing party, when he visited, was putting his thumbs up for him. Said, I mean, even though we're not in the same party, you're doing a great job, man. Continue.
You see, in democracy, I think a candidate or a serving candidate should not be a talking type. It should be a working one. And I have been a strong believer of dividends of democracy. When the dividends of democracy are there, a politician does not need to ask people to vote. In a sane environment, it is your handwork. It is what you have done. It is what you mounted on the reason to tell your people that this is what I will do for you if you send me. And when you are sent to the place, you do that. That is exactly what Governor Peter Obi is doing. And that is why I believe I so much love what he's doing. He's not the one that will come and be talking like others. He is the one that will tell you, see what I am doing. Use it to rate me. Talking about the presidential hotel in Enugu that has been abandoned by the Southeast governors, and what I saw yesterday, it touched me because, number one, I'm from the Southeast, and I know the attachment presidential hotel was given by Southeast people, just like the defunct ACB in the Southeast, or the defunct Progress Bank in Imo State, where I come from. You see, when these things are being revived by somebody who has that zeal, I don't know how to say it, but what I continue to say here is other state governors should go and take a lesson. Study a course under Peter Man. I am telling you. Look at, if you come to the Southeast, I must say it here, it's only Peter Amba and Governor Alex Soti that have reasoned that I am here to serve my people. I am here to give the dividends of democracy. And these two governors I mentioned here are not from the majority
ruling party.
Yeah. So you don't need to go and mount all this and tell people vote for me.
Enugu and the people of the eastern region.
Yes.
Because the presidential hotel that was left behind, Hotel Presidential, it's called, by Michael Okpara, who was governor of the eastern region at that time, was not just for people of Enugu, was for the whole eastern region.
Yes.
And many states have many assets wasting away like that. It has taken Dr. Peter Mba of Enugu State to recover this asset that was wasting away and reinvent it.
Absolutely.
I think other governors should follow his example. Absolutely. I don't want to embarrass any state government, but I know some states where assets are wasting away because every governor wants to come in and take personal glory. Please, can we keep these assets going? Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure.
Adefemi.
In the state, well, the governor of Enugu State, Dr. Peter Mba, has unveiled the reconstructed Hotel Presidential in Enugu, a landmark built 62 years ago under the administration of the former premier of the defunct Eastern region, Dr. Michael Okpara. And performing the unveiling on Thursday, Governor Mba described the revival of the hotel as a homecoming for history, lamenting that the once proud edifice has rotted away for more than 15 years, and he also said the project was part of his campaign pledge to recover moribund state assets and grow Enugu's economy sevenfold. Well, to discuss further on that achievement is Honorable Barrister Dame Ugochi Madwike, she's the Commissioner for Culture and Tourism. Good evening, ma'am. It's so good to see you again.
Good evening, amazing.
So I should say first, congratulations to your ministry on this very great milestone. It must have been really, really emotional for you pulling all of this up because you were at the core of it all. How was the renovation process for you?
Oh, well, one of those things. To whom much is given, much is also expected. But just know that I didn't do it alone. It was a teamwork from the beginning, from the contractors to everybody that worked there, the subcontractors too, and then at the end, the Amber Hospitality Group that also came in. So it was inspiring and very challenging, I must confess.
Because you had a very short time frame to work with. A lot of people were saying, oh, why the rush? Why the rush? Why don't we take it easy? But how would you rate the outcome, you know?
Well, we did well, I must confess. Yes. If not that His Excellency had said, we must commission or unveil on Wednesday, maybe we wouldn't have finished even in the next 2-3 months. But when he spoke and said, look, we have to unveil this because of the MBA, we want the MBA, the lawyers to be hosted in that hotel. And then, I mean, we just had to speed up everything.
Good revenue for the government. Do you have bookings right now as we speak?
Fully booked.
Really? Wow.
It's fully booked.
Okay.
Fully.
So, yeah,
by acknowledging the type of governor we have in Enugu State, a governor that is always looking at what will bring value to Enugu State in terms of investment, but more important, bringing back the historical relevance that Presidential Hotel holds in the heart of the average Igbo man. So what you're seeing today is reawakening the dream about bringing industrialization, about bringing development, tourism, about bringing employment into Enugu. So it's not just the hotel, but it's what it symbolizes about this governor and this government. If you look around, there's no hotel you can compare to this in terms of the quality of what is being done here. You look at the environment, the ambience, it completely communicates the value that the governor, Dr. Peter Obi, brings into governance overall. This is really a delightful moment in the model presidential hotel.
The story of the Hotel Presidential in Enugu is a tale of ambition, decline, and revival. Built in the 1960s, shortly after Nigeria's independence, Hotel Presidential was conceived as part of the Eastern Nigeria industrialization drive championed by late Dr. Michael Okpara. At the time, it stood tall as a symbol of luxury and modernity, hosting heads of states, foreign investors, and dignitaries from around the world. The hotel was not just a place to rest, it was a statement of Eastern Nigeria's ambition to compete globally. But as the decades rolled by, the once iconic landmark fell into years of neglect and decay. The grandeur that once defined it gave way to crumbling walls, outdated facilities, and an abandoned aura that mirrored the economic struggles of the region. For many Enugu residents, Hotel Presidential became more of a ghost of its glorious past than a beacon of pride. Today, however, that story is changing. Under the leadership of Governor Peter Obi, the Enugu state government has embarked on a bold transformation of the Hotel Presidential, restoring its beauty and modern functionality. With massive renovation projects, structural upgrades, and modern hospitality standards now in place, Hotel Presidential is back on track as a world-class destination.
Presidential Hotel in Enugu has been transformed from rubble to the exact dimension of that presidential. It is like a palatial mansion. This is what has been done just in a few months by Governor Peter Obi's administration. Governor Peter Obi promised and is fulfilling it, making things happen. In fact, there was a time that we were told that this presidential hotel cannot work again. It should be pulled down. But with the innovation, with the creativity and ingenuity of the Governor, it is working. So we are going to the lift. We want to go to another floor. Join us and see the wonderful work. And I'm with the Honorable Commissioner for Energy and Mineral Resources, with my friend and investor from Abuja. Of course, he has come to see what is happening in Enugu, to also invest in Enugu, because we're talking about Enugu being the investment destination of the country. God bless the governor.
The governor's vision is not just about reviving a building, but about reclaiming Enugu's place as a hub of tourism, business, and investment in the southeast. The renovated Hotel Presidential is now ready to host international conferences, high-level meetings, and events that will drive the state's economy. From a decaying shadow of its past to a revived symbol of pride and ambition, Hotel Presidential once again stands tall, ready to welcome the world.